Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Hiker Dave here. How are ya? Doing well, I hope. I got some audio you guys got to hear. I uploaded this into a video with the help of um, Patty and Walter. We went on a nighttime audio kind of sit down in the woods in McCabe Forest in Antrim, New Hampshire. This was last fall, I think. It was a while back. I made a video about it, but I think a lot of you new subscribers haven't heard it before, and I want your feedback on what you think it sounds like. So let me set this story up for you guys briefly. I met up with Patty and Walter. They're from northern Massachusetts, right near the New Hampshire border. I met them through YouTube. They commented and said, hey, let's meet up and let's go on, let's do some squatching. We'll go for a hike and stuff like that. They wanted to see the place where I found some footprints in the mud. And I said, yeah, no problem. We planned it out. We met up near my big brother Bob's house up in Antrim. And we chatted for a little while. And I said, yeah, let's go. And we went off, and I jumped in their car. And they had all kinds of audio equipment that I was impressed. They had some, I can't think of it. You kind of put the headphones on, parabolic microphones, and you kind of hold this thing out, right? And Patty, they were brother and sister, and the Patty had some recording equipment. Which I'm going to purchase some of this stuff because I'm interested in trying to do some of this, like Christopher Noel does some of this on his Impossible Visits channel. And if you haven't seen his channel, check it out. It's very interesting. So we hiked into the area and we had a great day. It was nice. We went, showed where I found the prints, and we went in a couple structures we found. And we had decided that afternoon that we're going to come back overnight and sit in the pitch dark, no fire, and just kind of hang out. We brought chairs with us and the audio recorders and the parabolic microphone. Me and Walter were both armed, seeing it was at night out in the middle of a strange area. And so we met up later on that evening before the sun went down. We made our way out to McCabe Forest, and it was awesome. So we found a good spot. It was up on this terrain feature. It was a big hill, not large, mountainous, but it was a hill probably about 30 feet high, right around there. And we decided let's camp there for the night, right? And I just said that's a great spot. That way we were up above the surrounding area. We could get some really good listening from that spot. So we set up right there. We had chairs. We, brought out a couple of baruskis, and we just had fun out there. We were sitting out there just joking and laughing and telling each other stories. And Walter and Patty had some really great audio that they have gotten before we had even met in different areas of northern Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire. So we're sitting out there hanging out and laughing and joking, and we're having a ball, and it's starting to get late. The sun has gone down, and again, no fire. So we're just sitting in the pitch dark. And so we're hanging out. It's around 11 o'clock at night now. We've been out there a few hours, or a couple hours anyways. The sun was out up until at least 7 o'clock in that time of year. And all of a sudden, we're sitting talking with each other, and I've got the parabolic microphone. We're passing it around. I'm hearing things around me that are scaring the heck out of me. But with the parabolic microphone, it could be a squirrel, and it sounds like this massive monster is coming at you, right? I mean, it's just so sensitive. But it was really interesting to hear just what's going on there with the naked ear. You're not hearing these things all around you, and I was loving that. At one point, I had to take the headphones off. It was scaring the bejesus out of me because I'm like, we're surrounded by, massive woodland creatures, right? So, anyways, right around 11 or so, I don't remember the exact time, and it really doesn't matter. It's pitch dark out. All of a sudden, we're all facing each other, sitting in just a little circle, facing each other and stuff. All of a sudden, we hear this crazy something screamed at us or yelled, or I had labeled this thing a scream bark. It sounded prehistoric, and I'm not exaggerating. It sounded like some kind of creature from the Jurassic period. It was really frightening. As soon as it screamed and yelled, it sounded like it was about maybe 60, 70 feet away from us. And we heard it coming, kind of, like you could kind of hear something rustling. It definitely sounded by the naked ear on two legs. It just sounded like that. I am not in no way in the position to say, oh, it was bipedal. It just sounded one step at a time. That's what it sounded. Something was approaching us. And we were still seated. And all of a sudden, this thing yelled at us and just screamed at us. It sounded not happy that we were there, like we were in its way somehow or some sort. Right away, me, Patty, and Walter, all three of us stood up. Right away, I reached for my firearm. Walter grabs his firearm, and I don't know what am I going to do, shoot in randomly into the dark? I don't know, but it was a sense of comfort to have some kind of defense, because it was a frightening sound in the pitch dark. Really, an owl could have hooted, and it probably would have made me jump a little bit. But this thing was something I've never heard before. I've never heard it since. Now, we all stood up, and as I'm standing there, and I've got my weapon in one hand, Walter's got his in his hand, and I'm going, Walter, I got a flashlight. I'm going to shine it right towards where that sound was coming from. He said, no, wait, let it get closer. I'm like, are you kidding me? But so I did. So I was waiting as long as I could. And, being from the city and all, growing up, I'm aware of my surroundings when I'm in the forest and all that stuff. But at night, when it's pitch dark, it's a whole different animal at this point. So now I'm really, I'm freaking out, and I'm trying to keep my composure at this point. And this thing is getting closer. It screams again at us, and just like yelling, I don't mean a verbal yell, but like just this screech, this yell. So I go, listen, Walter, I'm turning on the flashlight because it's getting close. I pull my flashlight out. I point it out away from me into the woods where I believe the sound is coming from, and it just lights up leaves and branches and only lights up about 30 feet in front of me. It's not penetrating the forest, so I cannot see at all what's making the sound. And we're talking, and in the video, in the recording of the video, I might have dropped an F-bomb a little bit on accident. And I just recently made a video of this, you guys, and I don't know how many people have gone back to see what this sound is, but I've gotten a ton more subscribers, and I think that a lot of you guys haven't heard this. And I want feedback. I want to know what animal this is, some kind of North American wild creature that this is. I do not believe it's a fisher cat, which I've had a lot of people say. I had comments saying it's a deer. Listen, I highly doubt that's a deer. I just don't. It sounded prehistoric, okay? So at this point, we're like, what was that? What is that? What is that? I turn the light on. Now I can start to hear it retreat. I can hear it walking away from us. And I can visually, in my brain, it's screaming at us as it's walking away. I could picture it leaving and just turning its head and going and just yelling, what are you doing here? So as we're standing there, I could tell it's leaving the area. I start to calm myself down, and Walter says to me, I bet you anything that's going to come back. He says, later on tonight, that'll be back. I said, well, we'll see. And I heard it go off into the distance, and it was gone. So we sit back down, and we're just, kind of reliving it and talking about it, like, what was that? What the heck makes a sound like that? Pardon me. Walter goes, I guarantee you that thing's coming back. I bet you anything. I said, no, you know what I mean? It's possible. Anything's possible, right? So after we're chit-chatting with each other and talking and stuff, and I finally put my my weapon back in its holster, and things have calmed down. A half an hour later, it went 180 degrees around us and came back up behind us and did the same exact thing. Screaming, yelling at us. And I don't, like I said, I don't mean words verbally. Just, you can tell when something's angry. It wasn't a, nice to see you type bark, scream, bark, whatever you want to call it. So what I'm going to do is, I'd love to leave a link in the description below, but I don't know how to do that, or a URL. I'm still learning all this stuff. And maybe after I upload this video, I'm going to try to figure out how to leave that link in the description. But if not, I put it in a playlist, and it's all by itself, and it's like sounds from the night or sounds from the dark or something, but it's the only playlist that I have public, and I think you guys can find it that way. But if not, the video itself is called Listen to This, You Tell Me What This Is. And it's one of my videos from back in the day, and with the new subscribers that I have gotten, I want more feedback, and maybe some of you are more familiar with wild animals in the United States or southeastern United States, to tell me what the heck this is. I honestly have heard fisher cats. I Googled wild animals of North America. I cannot find a match for this. I also have heard on West Germer, I think, Coast to Coast AM radio, I've heard others talk about a prehistoric, sounds like a dinosaur yelling or screaming. I've heard that before, and when I heard that, I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what I experienced myself that night. Not a deer, you guys. There's no way a deer makes that noise. If you're interested at all, look either in a playlist that I'm going to try to put in the link in the description below, which I don't know how to do any of that, you guys. I'm really trying. I'm just learning how to do thumbnails, and I'm really trying to update my channel to make it easier for people to navigate through my channel. And I'm trying, man. I mean, I am, and it's very frustrating. But regardless, that's not your problem. So if I can't figure out how to put a link in the description below, I'm going to just tell you the name of the video, which is I just said it. Listen to this. You tell me what this is. And like I said, it's a video from back in the day. But I'd like some of you newer guys and some of you original, my original subs, if you haven't heard it, please give it a listen and leave a comment and tell me what you think. I've had so many different comments saying that it's this and that and this and that, and I disagree. Respectfully disagree. Thank you so much for clicking. And I really do appreciate everybody. You guys, I'm almost at 1,500 subs. That blows my mind. I can't even believe it. I think it's fantastic, and I can't thank you guys enough. It's so awesome to grow the Hiker Dave family. It's awesome, and the comments, comment. I love the feedback with you guys. If I miss comments, it's because I'm not seeing it. I think what I've learned that I have to go to the video, play my video, and then read all the comments instead of looking at comments that pop up on my phone. I need to actually go to the video and read the comments below. But anyways, thank you guys very much for coming by. I'll definitely see you guys on the next one.